Central Bank is doing a very good job. I've been working with the central bank in different capacities for the last 33 years. And they have been doing a very good job. And especially the governor, I know him on different levels. I think he's very focused. I think he's very conscious about the challenges that faces the industry. And I think he is aware about the regulation that needs to be established within the industry in order to protect the industry and regulate it. The only concern I have personally as a banker and as an economist in this country is you don't want to be over-regulated in any industry, because that will defeat the objective why you have something like the financial market or the financial sector in Bahrain. We are yet to see what are the bases or the criteria upon which the central bank will classify some of the banks as strategically important to the local economy. We don't know the details of that. It was announced in Euro money by His Excellency the Governor. We are yet to see that. So that is something that we need to see. Another thing is, in my opinion, either you are a free market or a regulated market. Yes, there should be a lot of regulation on the way you do business, but I think you should stop at the competition level between financial institutions. In other ways, or in other words, we don't want to be interfering with the details or how to conduct the business, because then there is a thin line between regulation and management. And you don't want to cross that line to be involved in the management of the industry rather than regulating it. Because with management comes responsibility and liability. Today we are responsible and liable because we manage the business. And you don't want to cross that, or the regulators. I don't think it's in the best interest of the industry to cross the line between management and regulation. As I said, we don't know the criteria upon which the selection will take place. Is it the largest banks or not? Because maybe there are large banks, but maybe they are not strategically important to Bahrain. You can take a bank that is huge today, has an office in Bahrain, but maybe they only employ 100 people or 50. But maybe you have another small or mid-sized bank that has 500 jobs, which means 500 families. Okay, the 100% of the capital of the mid-sized bank is employed or deployed in the local economy, whereas 100% of the other bank, which is huge and mega bank, is deployed outside Bahrain. So the definition of strategically important hasn't been shared with us yet. We don't know what is the criteria. So it's very tough for me to give an opinion on something that I don't know yet. So we will wait until the CBB comes up with the basis upon which the selection will take place, and then we will hopefully give our opinion. I will not be, we will not be quiet, because this is one of the good things about Bahrain. Our people do listen to the industry. Corporate Credit Reference Bureau is a positive step towards improving the practices and business within the industry, because that has been proven by the Customer Credit Bureau. So we are fully supportive of that, and I think we have contributed as much as we can to the success of this Corporate Credit Bureau. So that's a positive step forward, because then at least each bank can have a history of the corporation and its credit track record. As far as FATCA is concerned, I wish the GCC had taken a unified approach to this issue, instead of leaving the bank taking a single approach, each bank on its own. It's a big exercise, it's a big mandate, and I think it needed collective effort. It needed a consolidated effort and approach towards this issue, similar to what the EU have done. Unfortunately, in Bahrain, the regulator and the government decided that each bank should address this issue separately. And I don't think, in my own view, that was the right decision to make. I wish we had taken a consolidated approach as a country and as an industry towards this issue. It requires a lot of investment. It has a huge liability if you don't comply. and I think you will spend a lot of time just trying to comply with the reporting requirement of FATCA, which doesn't have any income or anything. It is a pure cost. And as a management, you have limited resources and limited amount of time to spend on the business. And if you divert some of that time towards complying with regulations that are not only from your own country, but regulation from outside, just on the fear that you might be penalized, I think it will impact the industry negatively. Sorry, the first leg of your question. Basel, okay, Basel is something you have to comply with. We have always complied with Basel. And I think it will be in the best interest of the industry and in the best interest of the bank. So I think the government and the central bank is doing a good job on that front. I cannot see uniformity in the way countries have approached FATCA. And I'll give you an example. I'm a chairman of Gulf African Bank, which is the first and largest Sharia-compliant bank in Kenya, in Nairobi. And in December, I had a meeting with the Central Bank of Kenya in Nairobi. And I was talking to them about FATCA. They had no clue what FATCA is and what is the requirement. So the approach to this law or to this requirement is not unified across the world. Each country seems to have been taking different approach or different views toward how to comply with FATCA. The EU, being the closest to the US market and being the most exposed, have taken a unified collective approach towards this law. If you look at the Middle East, I think we have taken, at best, a country approach, and at worst, an individual bank approach, like what happened in Bahrain. In Asia, I think the ASEAN has decided to go the route of the EU, and I think they are addressing the FATCA as an ASEAN union or collection of countries. So there is no unified approach to how to deal with FATCA. But at the end of the day, you have to comply with the law. Otherwise, even if you don't have business in the US, the fact that you have dollar transaction is a big risk for you.